Hey, Pans, I know you're watching Facebook, but we'll look out for that guy again, that Hawk guy. He might have changed his name on Facebook to Dove.
Hey, kia ora whānau. Hey, thanks for coming or tapping in tonight. We're just going to wait one more minute. We're just trying to set up the Facebook live session properly. So yeah, we won't be too long. You there, bro, Boyd?
Hi, Boyd.
And Boyd's an incognito tonight.
Making a cup, I won't be long.
Yeah, bro. Oh. That's us, Robert.
Tēnā tātou. Tuatai ka tīmata ki te krake anō reira kia ino tātou. Te Rūnanga tū, te Rūnanga tapu, te Māori tū, te Māori tapu, te Māori te whiwhia, te Māori te rawea, te Māori no hia, te Māori no ranga, no rangi, no nuku tū. Tēnei te Māori ka whakapiki, tēnei te Māori ka whakakake. Te Māori o Ngāti Whātua, te Māori o Ngātua, te Māori ki runga ki a tātou, katoa i tēnei wā, te Māori o te taiao kia puta ki te whaiao, ki te ao mārama, haumi e hui e, tā ki e. Ahoi no, nei ka mihi atu anō kia koutou katoa, i tēnei o ngā pō makariri rawa. Engari ka tika me mihi atu ki a rātou, kua rohi atu ki te pō, ko urumu tērā o inānei. Nō reira haere atu rā, ngā mati o te wiki, o te marama, o nāenei, o te tau kua pahure ake. Rātou kua mene mai, rātou kua wheturangi tia, rātou kia rātou haere, o te atu rā. Hoki anō kia tātou, te honga ora, te honga morehu nei, te honga e hono mai nei, a purangi, a waia pūkoro, a hārai nei. Nei te mihi atu kia koutou katoa, kua whai wāhi nei, ki te whai whakaaro ki ngā take o te wā, mo te rohe o Ngāti Whātua. Nō reira, nei te mihi atu kia koutou katoa. Tēnā tātou. Kia ora, Hans.
Kia ora mai tātou whānau, kua tāno ki te wā, kia tuku atu o tātou zui i tēnei pō nō reira, kia te rangi Māori, kia tātou katoa. Kia ora koutou, everybody. We know the drill, been there before, done this. Just letting everyone know, we're starting to come back to some form of normality. So next week, we are definitely going to have a open Hauora hui. And then after that, we'll let you know if we're going to cut them to fortnightly. It all really depends on how things go regarding level 2 to level 1 and how far the goalpost changes. So that's the first pānui tonight. The second one is we are going to, Boyd's going to give the Hauora update. I'm going to do an update from the Rūnanga, and I'm also going to talk about the Dome Valley landfill resource consent application. So that'll be a little bit a portion of tonight's kōrero. But this is really about COVID. I realise that, but I'll talk about that later, and I'll explain why we're going to have just a few minutes to talk about that kaupapa. So, kia ora, bro. Back to Boyd. Oh, sorry, whānau, and don't forget, if you've got any questions, chuck them in the chat box. If we do miss your chat, put your hand up, or definitely say your question again. We have missed a few questions in our last few Zui, so apologies for that. It's Boyd's fault. Cheers.
Kia ora anō tātou. Well, most of you, or hopefully you all know that we've had another day with 0 cases. We had a few days with 0 cases, and a previous day where there was 4 that were reclassified as New Zealand cases that had already recovered. So the general population is catching up to the Māori population who have had a superior number of 0 cases, new cases confirmed and probable. So well done to the rest of them for catching up. I think there's 40 active cases at the moment, 40 active cases in the country. There are none in Te Taitokoro. There are 17, I believe, in Waitemata, 4 in Tāmaki, and 3 in the counties rohe. So sort of covering the Tāmaki, Te Taitokoro upwards. Those are the number of active cases currently. The majority of our cases have healed, have recovered. So the country is not doing too bad, and it seems that despite people throwing parties here, there and everywhere over the level 3 and level 2, so far we seem to be tracking very well to have the virus under control with our current population. The risk will occur when we once again open our borders, and also when we lower the levels of staying at home, saving lives that's been going on. But I think we're doing well. Māori especially have led the way, as you all know, with our health checkpoints on the roads that were very helpful in turning people who were potentially breaking the law, going to a batch and sending them back home so they didn't break the law. So we're doing really well on that front. For Te Rūnanga, one of our focuses is, because we've had a smaller number of kai deliveries, although we have been utilising other groups to deliver kai into the community, so that might reflect the smaller number of kai deliveries and hygiene pack deliveries in the last fortnight. But I've just asked for our staff to liaise with their networks, liaise with their whānau and their marae to make sure that those lower delivery levels are actually a true reflection of the need, because I think the need should be a bit higher than what we've delivered in the last fortnight. So this is a call to everyone on the call as well, on the kaupapa tonight here, is if you are aware of whānau, once again, if you're aware of whānau who are in need of support and have not received any, please let us know. As I said, we've still got some blind spots, and we're trying to iron out all of those and make them more visible. We're also continuing with our mobile swabbing units, and we're trying to ensure that, once again, just trying to ensure that there is no undetected community transmission happening within our rohe. It was noted very early on that areas such as Poto and South Kaipara were undertested, especially for Māori, so we're just trying to make sure we cover our bases there. And that will be continuing until at least the end of this month in our rohe down here, and to the end of June is hopefully the plan. We are starting to return to some of our business as usual services, but we won't be doing them as business as usual manner. So we are still delivering our services and trying to utilize the technologies that we've sort of embarked on using in the last 7 to 8 weeks. So we are back in action essentially, but not in person or not on our sites. We do have some kaupapa that we did want to share, but I've got to get my team to share some information. We are trying to get perspectives from rangatahi about how the alert levels have been for them. And we've got a kaupapa that I think I might have mentioned it before, He waka eke no rangatahi. It's tāmaki based, and so prior to this occurring, the use of technology occurring, it was limited to delivery to whānau in tāmaki, but now they're utilising Zoom. I'm just going to make sure that we've got that opportunity widespread and shared via our different social media platforms and other media. And that's the same for many of our kaupapa that we deliver. We're trying to deliver them in an online fashion with Zoom and utilise the technology that we've got available. We're also moving into this resilience building period. So we're out from the response mode. We're working through the recovery mode, and we really want to start being part of the resilience, which is to ensure that we start looking at opportunities to ensure that we have a resilient community, whānau, hapu, iwi within the rohe of Ngāti Whātua. Should anything like this ever occur again, then we are less reliant on what the government and government agencies support that they can deliver. Although they have been quite good, I must say, and responsive to Māori need, with a bit of encouragement from Māori along the way. Well, that's a short update. I'm pretty sure I've missed something out, but I do send updates, and there was a question earlier on, I just got on email about whether, because the number of deaths, 21, I can't find the data, any ethnicity data available on that at the moment. And I tried to troll through some of the number of cases data and see if they had ethnicity data on the number of cases and see if I could match it with those that have passed away. But I might have to ask someone with much more intelligence and networks than I have to see if they can find that data out for us. So from that, again, if there's any questions that come up, I don't want to take too much time. I've got a bit of a little sniffle, so I've been staying home, saving lives. Tēnā tātou. I'll pass the ball back to you, Anthony. You can just cover anything that I may have forgotten.
Yep, no worries, bro. Hey, I guess the first thing I'm going to talk about tonight, and Boyd touched on it briefly, is the contact tracing. So a lot of you would have seen in the media that the government have, well, the MOH have put together a contact tracing program. And we sort of went over it this afternoon, and it's got a few glitches. And I think the app itself is a good app if you want to use it. However, accessing the app is a bit of a mission, and some of the processes within the app to get to, you know, where you need to log things is a bit of a mish. So I want to spend about 5 minutes just going over the app itself. If you don't know it, it's the COVID-19 New Zealand tracker or tracer. I'm just going to share the screen again. And when you go to share screens and nothing happens. Here we are.
I'll just jump in. Yeah, I forgot to mention about the government one, the government tracing, contact tracing app. We're just trying to figure out how, because the opportunity for people to create their own QR quick response codes is open to businesses who have a New Zealand business number. We're just trying to figure out, because there are other apps that might be more applicable to marae to be able to create their own QR codes, because the government one doesn't seem to allow for that at this stage. So we've just lodged a query with the Ministry of Health to see if they're willing to extend that use of developing QR codes to our marae, in case any of our marae are opening during this time. So whānau can check in contact free. Take it back.
Yep. Sweeties. So normally, so we've been told that the COVID-19 app is on Google Play. And if you go to Google Play and you just type in, NZ COVID-19, actually COVID-19 tracer. Normally you just go straight to it. What happens though, you go to the WHO apps for COVID-19, and they're more knowledge apps rather than tracer apps. We've tried different combinations and I don't know, it's just not working. There's a glitch. So that's the first glitch. What we've found, and you can tutu with it yourself, we've only been tutoring with it today, so there may be other ways to do it. But we've realized if you, I'll start from the beginning anyway, if you type in the covid19.gov.nz website, go to that website. And this is the long way around, there's a quicker way, but I guess to explain it, go to the c19.gov.nz, click on contract tracing, and it's got all the information about the contact tracing and the tracer program or app that MOH are promoting. You can have a look at yourself when you get to it. The important bit is here, how to download the COVID tracer. And here, what we've found from this website only, well, so far, if you're Google or if you're Apple, if you click on the link there, you will get to the NZ COVID Tracer app. You download it. From this point on, I haven't found any problems. The other issue that I did have was when you put in the password, it's got to be a 10, so we 10 digits, one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, and a, what do you call it? Exclamation mark or a question mark. So yeah, that's the only other issue that we did have when we went through it. The rest is pretty straightforward. Just fill in your name, and it's all optional. Fill in your name, your details, and then it sets up the QR program. We're still having a tutu with it, but from this point on, it seems to work okay. So getting to the app is a bit of a mission. Once you get there and get it set up on your cell phone, it seems to be pretty straightforward. And like Boyd said, we're going to be looking to see how we can get QR codes uploaded for marae and other places, that we need to, marae, urupa, anything that would be relevant to our operational side. So that's the first part. Hopefully that's pretty straightforward. I spent many hours trying to get through this bloody thing just to make it easy. But for me, and I think the majority of people, if you go through that sort of process, and we'll post it up on the Facebook page too, you'll get to the COVID Tracer program quite easily. Hopefully they'll fix the bugs in it in Google Play in the next day or so. Right, that was number one.
What I will add is that the data on that app stays on your phone. It doesn't get sent anywhere apart from your name and your contact details. No access to any of your contacts, no data gets sent through to the Ministry of Health, and it is deleted. If you use the QR codes, then all that sort of information is deleted after 31 days. So there's no data that goes to the government, and we know that there's a huge mistrust of government with our data. So we will be following up and ensuring that that's the case. But the Director General of Health was quizzed on it quite hard this afternoon, and that was his response, that data is only kept on your phone, aside from when you register, which Ant showed you online, and they can only access that data with your consent, with your permission, if you are found to have been exposed to a case or test positive, one or the other.
Cool. Yeah, right. Thanks for that. Yeah, exactly what Boyd said. And you know, again, the same as what we talked about last week with the tangihanga protocols, these are recommendations. Marae will have the choice to do it themselves or have their own, you know, contact tracing program or protocols. All our job is to make sure that you get the right information or, you know, communication that'll help you get to make decisions for your marae, your whānau, your urupa. So again, yeah, completely up to you, but we will definitely look into how to get those QR codes loaded on the national database and what that looks like. Right, moving on. Gee, be quick night tonight. Last year, Waste Management New Zealand promoted a proposal through Auckland Council and to the Crown to operate and open a new dump site in Dome Valley. I think a lot of people have the backstory, and you know the backstory. A lot of whānau have been part of the conversations, marae have been part of the conversations, etc. So I won't dwell too much on the history of Dome Valley. What I will do tonight is point you in the direction on how to make submissions, on where information is online, and, you know, again, recommendations based on, you know, what what information you can gather, and you making a choice for you, your whānau, and your marae. So again, oh God, here we go. I want to share screen. Right. What we're going to do is provide information online through the Rūnanga website, Facebook page, and any other avenue that we need to get the information out there. One of the key things, and this is from MailChimp, the Rūnanga email program that sends out newsletters and pānui, etc. Once you scroll down to the Rūnanga o Ngāti Whātua Post Dome Valley landfill and resource and applications update, everything is here. Tonight, I'm just pointing you in the direction of where to go on the website to get the information. One of the key things is how to make a submission, where to get information. Here on this link is basically the Auckland Unitary Plan submission form. Scrolling down, if you've got any questions, you can email the Rūnanga email address. And then further down is all of the further information with the resource consent, etc. One of the key things that we're promoting is the deadline for submissions is the 25th of May. So that's not too far away, that's next Monday. The Rūnanga and many other organisations made applications to delay or postpone the submission deadline till after COVID-19. Basically, submissions were opened during COVID-19 or C-19 and it's been really hard to get information out. At the same time, pulling information together as well, and putting cases together. There's a lot of key people in community that have been doing a lot of work, and really it's our job to get the comms out again to whānau, to marae, who have maybe not have that information, and to make sure that everyone in the community in our whānau are advised and aware. The other thing, and I'm going to direct you down the bottom of the page to the websites. The website, the Rūnanga website, has the info page here as well on the pop-up, and there's more information there if you want to go straight to the website. So again, the Rūnanga definitely opposed Dome Valley. Some whānau have heard otherwise, but no, it's online, it's official. And we are working progressively to promote the opposition to the landfill. I think that's all I'm going to touch on tonight. Again, if you're interested, you know where we are, give us a bell. If you need more information, there's definitely more links online. If you need hard copies, by all means contact the office and we'll either post those out or get them out to you as quick as we can. So we'll go over it in a bit more detail when we discuss this with Marae tomorrow night. But for now, light briefing. This is the position, this is what we're doing, and these are the comms we're starting to send out at the moment. So that's really it from me tonight. Shucks.
There's a couple of questions that I missed. So the contact tracing, back to the contact tracing, so what the value is in it. The value is that it can be contact free. So if we have our marae set up with QR codes, if they do hold hui mate, then our whānau can utilise that option without, so it's contact free. What it also does, it's being used by businesses, and they will have that at an opportunity. They'll have the QR code printed on their shop entrance somewhere, so you can just scan that in, and it just records in your phone that you were there at that time. That's two of the main things about it. It's not to replace. It doesn't have to replace manual contact tracing that some stores and retailers are doing. Bars, it doesn't have to replace that, but it can complement it. It makes it easier for you to recall, so you don't have to carry a notebook and a pen to remember where you went, and you can choose to share that data should you want to. And it also, I think it's also been written that it does offer people a choice. So you don't have to stop. Some marae may still have a manual register, so you do not have to stop that, but it can complement it and make it easier, so whānau don't have to. It's contact free, I think, is the main thing, and it's easy to share if you get asked for that information, if you want to, if you give consent to share it. I'll see if there's any more questions that I may have missed. Tēnā koe, it's very echoey. Kia ora matua. That'll be Anthony's fault. That's all I can see so far. Would it alleviate the need for marae to keep a register? No, it can complement that register, as I've said. You can still keep that if you like to. Some marae will do both. We'll have the app and the contact tracing app of the QR code available for whānau. Oh, there's a couple of things that I think I missed on touching on. Also, just a heads up, I guess, of sorts, so people are aware that bars and clubs can open to serve drinks to people who aren't buying a meal from tomorrow. And there's different sets of rules around that, around the 10 people, and there's no going to the bar. You have to remain seated and you have one waiter for your table. So they'll be having those contact tracing processes in place. But that's just in case you're going for a walk past a bar and you see that they are now open, that you don't stress out. The allowance is coming, and starting tomorrow, from tomorrow, they can open and serve people. I think Ants had on the presentation that they need to follow the 3 S's that the government spoke about, which was seated. So then everyone needs to be seated. The bars cannot accept more people in than the number of seats they have. Every group must be separated, so groups of 10 are allowed. They need to be kept at least 1 meter apart, and the group should be served by a single waiter or waiting staff. So we're practicable. That's all the questions.
I think on Monday as well, the crowd will come back to us about the size of gatherings. At the moment, they've got 50 at Tangihanga. It looks like that may be readdressed on Monday, 4 p.m. So at 1 p.m. they may have the update, but it looks like it may be 4 p.m. That they'll come out with, not just Tangihanga, but the size of other large gatherings. More likely to be incremental.
The last thing is that I forgot to speak about is that on our Facebook page for the Rūnanga and Te Hauora, I'm going to put up a link to some research for a whānau survey that's been done by the University of Otago. There's information there about the ethical approval that it's gained and the kaupapa of it, and there's a link that will be provided onto it. And that will give whānau an opportunity if you are parents who have had kids, children, tamariki, mokopuna who have recently returned to kura. There's a bit of a survey there that you're able to participate in, and we'll get that up on our Facebook page, social media. Other than that, I don't think I've got any more.
We just had another one. Are we moving to fortnight forums? We possibly will be. It all depends on the transition to level 1 and when that is likely to happen. And it also depends on if anything turns south or turns to custard. So again, unprecedented times, and we're playing it by ear. But as you'll notice tonight, not as much information as normal, primarily because we've gotten into the groove and we've been waiting for the second wave that we expected to hit, and either it's still coming or the country's done really well with its practice protocols and its safe distancing. So that's a good credit to everyone. But next week, Monday, we'll definitely find out the next update, where the goalposts will move to on Monday, and then by Wednesday we'll have a better idea. So we'll update definitely next Wednesday on that. Bro, that's us. Okay, whānau. Gee, this might be a record. If you've got no more questions, it was lovely to see you tonight. Please catch up next week, and if you've got any questions, by all means, boyd@tehaoranga.co.nz. Don't try and call me because I'll probably never get back to you. But in all honesty, I think I credit everyone that's been doing their part, especially the marae. A lot of the protocols that marae put in place, health and safety plans, contact transmission planning, COVID-19 planning, it's a real credit. A lot of whānau have actually done more. A lot of marae have actually done more than most other businesses in New Zealand at a higher level. So that's a real credit, and just wanted to acknowledge that. Engari, te whakamutunga te hui e tēnei pō, no reira, ke noi tātou. E te māngai, e ngāni ira pono, e te tukutori tapu. Kia tatu mano koutou, kei wāinga nui, e tātari ngā kupu kātou. Me whakautinga mai o tātou matu ni te rangi. Te matua, te tama, te warua tapu, me ngāni hira pono, me te māngai, ai. Ai, kia ora tātou.